how many fucking sherbet dishes there are of uranium. Who the fuck is eating sherbet?
I needed to like see some like stats and demographics of like people that ate sherbet in the 50s and 60s and 70s and then like got cancer.
Yeah. Because it's not, there's so many of them out there that it's like he bought 2 and then like everywhere we've gone since, like antiquing, there's just fucking more. And I'm like, how much sherbet were y'all eating? It's crazy.
Hey Justin,
That's pretty cool.
Were you playing a song earlier, like from like a known song or something? Because it sounded familiar.
Oh, hello.
Oh, when I was going.
I'm trying to tell them that they're not. We won't die.
What is that? Oh wait, I didn't fucking know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
yep. I wonder if he's gonna get this.
Oh my god, I feel like an idiot now.
Are you seriously playing Jesus music right now?
I was like slow playing it to see how long it would take for Tim to notice like what I was playing.
Turn that shit off.
Did you like miss that whole thing?
Yes.
I was like, I wonder if he'll.
I did catch it after a while.
This is the Always More podcast.
Hello, it is May 14th, and welcome to the Always More podcast, where we believe there's always more room at the table for honest questions, meaningful conversations, and deeper understanding. Today on the pod, we are talking about the 20th anniversary of Star Wars Revenge of the Sith and Pride and Prejudice. We have facts from the internet, Florence Pugh and anti-heroes, anti-fascism, weird laws, and so much more. But first, I am your host, your Virgo planning university extraordinaire, Tim, and sitting next to me is my best friend in the whole entire world and zombie apocalypse survival expert, Chris.
Yo, yo.
Also with us is our yeehaw girl in the Kansas world, Harley.
Yee doggy.
I don't like that.
Howdy.
We got the guy who puts the sin in Wisconsin long haul trucker, and now the great bunghole king, Justin.
Yo.
And the woman the alternative was based upon, Janelle.
Hi.
We are all here on this May 14th, guys. It is, hey, we have a new pope.
New Pope.
Pretty excited.
New Pope
about
just
that.
dropped.
New Pope representing Chi-Town.
New Pope release.
Justin, are we excited about this?
I'm excited that the world might finally learn. I know he's like was out there speaking Italian, but he needs to go show those people what good pizza is. So
priorities.
That's what he really should be doing.
That's the
honestly.
only reason he became Pope. He's like, listen, if
No,
I don't
no,
become
but
Pope,
hear me out.
I'm never
Hear
going to
me
be
out.
able to compare and prove that
That is
Chicago
a more
pizza's
worthy
better
cause, yeah, than
than actual popery.
perpetuating the
Potpourri.
legacy of not shaking a woman's hand because she's a woman. No, should be focused on pizza.
yeah, I mean I can't disagree with that.
As Pope,
If
as Pope, I can officially say this is the pizza of heaven.
Could you
Did you see
imagine?
that one of them was their last name was actually Pizza Bella?
Yes.
yes,
That
Yes.
Cute.
his name sounded like a racial slur that you would give to a pope.
they're like we like you, but we can't elect you. This is
We
this is
can't
not,
do that.
Focus groups say that this doesn't work.
This is a little on the nose.
I love it. All right, guys. Well, hey, we got a fun show ahead of us today. Got a lot of fun things to talk about, so we're just going to dive right in. It's time for our one and only little Wreck and Rev. This is our show where we'd like to recommend and review some things for you to hear and check out. Chris, you're up first.
All right, I got a couple of them for you because they are both very short. They're YouTube short films. I told you that I was into the YouTube horror recently.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched one very recently called The Spider, which is done by Andy Chen, and it is a retelling of one of the Otherworld Spider-Man stories where he gets bit by a spider and starts developing powers, and then those powers go beyond the Spider-Man powers and actually start turning him into a spider.
Oh, okay.
So this one is pretty intense but not very graphic. There's a little bit of graphicness to it, but not a whole lot. It's a real short, like 7 minutes, 9 minute film, and it stars the kid that played, what's his name from Walking Dead,
Carl?
Carl, yeah. It stars
Carl!
whatever his name is, Chandler Riggs, I think.
Sure. I don't remember.
I don't know.
Carl Papa.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Anyway, yeah. So it's got him in it. It's produced by Kehlani Kitaru, Arden John, and Chandler Riggs. Yeah, that's his name. Starring Chandler Riggs. So basically, he gets bit by the spider and then starts evolving into a Spider-Man disgusting version and becomes a murderer and eats people, and it's pretty cool.
So like realistic mutations.
I would not call that realistic at all, Tim. That's not how mutation works. So no.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm agreeing with Chris here. We're off to a bad start if I'm not agreeing with Chris this early. Yeah.
I don't like that, man.
Next one up, Chris. We gotta keep going.
Yeah, sorry. Next one up is on the complete opposite end of positivity and horror. I have one called Hope, which is a short animated film about a tiny little turtle that was born onto the shore at night and was the last turtle out of the egg, so all of his siblings went out into the ocean before him, and he gets distracted by everything. As he's like on his way to the water, he sees something shiny and he goes off to the side, and then he sees a bird and he tries to like hide from it, and then he gets behind a can and he hears wind blowing through a bottle and all kinds of cool stuff. It's a really cute, very abruptly sad for a second, and then back to super adorable and hopeful.
I was to say that can turn into a horror story real quick.
It can, and it almost did. Check it out. It's on YouTube. There's a sad moment of death, and then it kind of goes into some turtle facts, which are fun.
Spoilers.
Well, I didn't say who died or what died. But anyway, it's a really like very Disney-esque animated short film, and it feels like something you would see on the Disney shorts. It puts you through the whole range of emotions as you're watching that like little 6-minute thing. It's called Hope. You can probably just put Hope short film in the YouTube search and find it there.
Cool. All right. Justin, you're up next, sir.
All right. I feel like I've given a lot of music recommendations on the podcast. Not I feel. I definitely have.
You definitely
I
have. Yeah.
You have, and we're okay with it.
But we're going to take it back in time just a little bit. Not super far. But in 2007, Radiohead released this album called In Rainbows. Reason I'm talking about this, I live close to a record store right now. It is the worst possible thing for my wallet. I bought In Rainbows the other day. I wanted to buy Kid A, also phenomenal album. I highly recommend it. They had only one copy left, and it was a little sketchy looking, so I didn't do it. But the last track on In Rainbows is the song called Videotape. That's really my recommendation for this. Videotape is truly one of the most intriguing songs I've ever heard in my life. It's got this weird kind of like off-tempo thing going on the whole way through that you don't notice, because when it starts, you don't have like you don't really have the beat, but when it kicks in, you're like, oh, this is a little weird. This is a little off. But it's phenomenal. It's one of my absolute all-time favorite songs, and that's like I listened to it on vinyl yesterday, and it was glorious. So, listen to Videotape by Radiohead.
I just added
that
to my playlist.
Oh, I'm gonna do the same.
In response to that, though, Justin, I'm sure you have heard of, but have heard the song. It's a band called Sleeping at Last. There's a song called...
Oh, yeah. I know Sleeping at Last. We go way back.
Way back.
There's a song called Atlas 8. Like, it's Atlas 1 through 10, but 8 really, like, got to me. I started a new playlist on Spotify called Manubrium Punch, like when you feel like you've been punched in the chest by music.
Yeah.
And I added that song.
So. Sleeping at Last is from Illinois. So, like, when he, like, first started putting out music, it was, like, tiny thing. kind of local-ish.
And then
Yeah.
he signed a deal with Grey's Anatomy.
It's all just the lead singer now, Ryan. He makes all the music solo now, but that's for a
Nope.
while. But
Cool.
I love it.
Harley, you're up next.
Hunter and I recently watched a show on Netflix that I think just came out. And it is called The Four Seasons.
Isn't that where Trump had that one rally?
Yes. Yes.
And it's got Steve Carell in it, Tina Fey. What's his name? Domingo Coleman.
Okay. Okay. I like him.
And there's another guy, I forgot his name. He's the husband of Tina Fey's character. But it's essentially these three couples, and there's a total of 8 episodes, but there's 2 episodes per season. So like 2 spring episodes, 2 summer, 2 fall, 2 winter. And it like captures them and their relationships in each season of the year. And it's just really interesting to see their dynamics, how they grow, change, so on and so forth, in their families, between themselves, but in their friendships with each other, and all kinds of stuff. And I thought it was pretty decent for what it was. I don't think the concept is really good, but I don't think the storyline was revolutionary at all. It's very like slice of life, like this is real stuff that they don't usually put in like television or movies. I feel like a lot of it is way too dramatic, if you will. But this was just very like real relationships, like people who have been married for a long time, like they experience these things. Here's what it is, and here's how they navigate it.
It is
Yes.
what it is.
Okay.
It was pretty decent. You could really like I think the episodes are only like 30-ish, roughly, minutes each. So really, you could binge it in like a day.
Oh, also got
You
Steve
really
Carell.
like.
Did you say that?
Yes. Question
Honestly,
mark?
you had me
Probably.
at Tina Fey, so
I
Yeah.
dig this.
So it was pretty good for what it was. Quick, easy. I think if you're interested in the, like just real slice of life stuff, then it's something you might like.
I really like miniseries because it does such a great job of like encapsulating a story that probably needs to be more than a movie, but like not enough to where it needs to be like 6 seasons. Like I like that length amount of time to tell a story.
yeah.
Yes.
That's
Exactly.
Cool. I dig.
You get a complete story out of it too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get little arcs out of it, and so that you can be done for a minute and get back into another day, or if you really want to, binge it, you can.
Yeah. And each of the seasons, it's really very awkward to kind of explain that because obviously when it comes to TV shows, they're referred to as seasons. But like the physical nature seasons, the 2 episodes have their own story arc.
Yeah.
So it like starts with the 1 episode, you get half of the story, if you will, and then it finishes that story arc in the next episode. But they each tie in a little bit throughout the seasons. Like there's one thing that, one theme, if you will.
Cool.
So very cool. Yes.
Very nice.
I was impressed.
I'll have to check it out. Actually, I'm really interested in that. All right. I'm next, guys. Holy fucking shit. Stop what you're doing and go watch Andor. And I'm not saying this as a Star Wars fan. I'm saying this as an American.
I'll leave right now.
I love this show so much. And I just got done watching Severance, and I just got done watching Succession. This show might be literally the greatest TV show in the last, 5-10 years.
Does that mean I have to start from season 1 and start over and pay more attention than I did the first time through?
Probably.
Yes.
All right.
And Justin,
But watch it in one sitting.
Justin, you're in episode 2 of this new season, right?
Yes.
So if you're brand new to the show, I would start over and watch season 1. But if you've watched Rogue One, then you kind of know what's going to happen eventually. But this show, I really did not think they could top season 1, and they have. This, kind of like what Harley's mentioning here with these little mini arcs, they decided to release 3 episodes at a time instead of it like once or twice every week or so. And so week 1 was 3 episodes, week 2 was 3 episodes, and there are basically 3 episode arcs within this season. And this last one that just came out is a masterpiece in storytelling, and like the way they were able to create this arc and this build up to this episode, it is so important, I think, for where we're at in America right now. And I think the creators did a great job with it, because it doesn't shoot, it doesn't just like go around the bush with the point. It blasted right in your face, and it's just perfect how they talk about the emperor, how they talk about fascism, and how they talk about rebellion, and it's just Chris, you will
Listen, we're going to build the Death Star, and it's going to be the greatest star ever. No one's ever seen a star like this. I've heard thousands of people, all of Alderaan before it perished, said that this was the greatest Death Star. They're so appreciative of our Death Star.
So really go watch it. I'm going to leave it at that. I can't say anymore because I don't want to, because you need to go watch this show.
I will say, as a person who enjoys visuals, like the
It's stunning.
shots in that show
Stunning.
are so good. Like, if you're a person who enjoys visual art, there is so much of it.
Yeah.
And if you're a person who's like, oh, I'm not really into Star Wars, doesn't matter.
Oh, I love that how it's a Star Wars show that's not really about Star Wars.
Yeah, it's a very human show. It's
I
like, in the
haven't
same way that The
seen
Walking
it.
Dead is a show about people with a
Yes.
backdrop of zombies.
Yeah.
This is a million times better than The Walking Dead, but it is a show about people with and politics and fascism and struggle and all of that with the backdrop of Star Wars, rather than it being about space wizards.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it all the way through, but I did recommend it to a coworker of mine that does not like Star Wars. Like, she just doesn't like it. She's seen like parts of different movies, couldn't get into it. And I told her to check out Andor because it's Star Wars, but it's not Star Wars.
Yeah.
And she watched an episode and she's like, this is really good.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's just solid. And I think what's so great about this too, it's also bringing back the discussion about what the original Star Wars was all about to begin with. Like, because of course this is bringing up like dialogue on Twitter and everything else. Like, oh yeah, when did Star Wars get so political? Like, my guy, Vietnam, like that whole like that's what it was about.
When did Star Wars get political? A New Hope.
Like literally the first one. Like
Inception.
have you realized that like the bad guys are basically Nazis? Like they're space Nazis, and there's on all of the political shenanigans that come with that.
Yeah. It's just wild. And it's so funny because people are like, that's not what it's about. Like, there's an interview with George Lucas and James Cameron. He's like, no, yeah,
That's what it's
America.
about.
It's about
100%
Americans.
that's
Yeah,
what it's about.
like literally. I love it. Okay, I secede my time. Janelle, you're up next.
Okay, so the last book I've recommended kind of broke me, so I've been just marinating on it. But I do have a recommendation that I read a long time ago because I've realized how much reading fiction has improved my mental health. So this book, it's a series. So this book is called A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon. And it's just an easy...
I've heard of that
Yeah.
one.
So it's a series. There's 3 books. It's set in Glimmer Falls, which is in Washington State. And in this world, about 15% of the population, like of the world's population, is like some sort of magical being. And pretty much everyone in Glimmer Falls is. But the population of the town is only about 5,000, but they attract more people with festivals and such.
Why is it always Washington?
There's a reason.
I'm asking the reason.
It's a magical.
Should ask Corbett.
It's basically the England of the United States.
Is that why Corbett moved there?
So, Glimmer Falls is located. It says actually. I don't know a whole lot about that.
Is it a real place?
Glimmer Falls.
Yeah.
I think.
I
don't know if it's a real
I can't tell you
town.
how disappointed I was when I found out that the Twilight Town was a real place.
I was just reading, but there's a whole thing about like there's a confluence of ley lines, so like Glimmer Falls is more magical than other places.
Like Salado.
It's like literally in like the water.
Like where?
Salado. Listen, Janelle and I know this artist that he
let's
gave
not
us
get
a
in that.
long speech about how there are ley lines of magic throughout the world, and it's kind of like a grid. And anytime the lines intersect in a place, it's more magical than others, like she was just saying. And Salado happens to be one of those places.
That's true.
Salado, Texas.
So anywhere that there's a natural spring, that's usually one of them. Anyways, so it's just a really easy read. There's like, there's like a big conflict point in each book. And there are magical creatures, there are love stories. And then in the next book, like you still get to hear about these characters that are still together, but it's a different story. It's cute. It's an easy read. It's fun. It's like watching practical magic in a book, but without the like actual like abusive relationship that Jillian was in.
If we're being honest, I really like subtle magic like that. Like where it's not like over the top people like bringing planets down and like shattering things into a billion pieces and
it's like
it becomes the stars.
Someone has a garden
and
the plants turn toward her when she walks in.
Stirring a coffee cup without touching it.
Yeah.
Like little
like
bits
cute,
of magic.
Cute things.
It's growing up on Ghibli is what it was.
Yeah.
That's what did it for me.
It's really cute. It's an easy read. It's nice to just take a break from breaking news.
I think if you like that, you might like the book The Last of the Moon Girls. It's basically about it's like a girl who tried to get away. It's very practical magic. Like she tried to get away from her grandma who like essentially she's a witch, and her there was like a murder in the town and everybody blamed them, and so she became an outcast, and she was like, I don't want to be an outcast anymore, so I'm getting out of this hillbilly town. And then she has to come back and take care of her grandma and all of this other stuff, or her grandma like passes away. I don't remember, but yeah, same energy, same vibes.
Sounds familiar.
Probably.
I'm looking through my
like those kinds of
audiobooks
books
right now.
Maybe.
Oh no, maybe it's the same author. The book I'm thinking of is called The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Magic, which is a similar story.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Read more, and read more fiction. It's good for you.
I like this. The five of us usually bring different things to the table here. I'm usually the movie TV guy. Chris is usually like the short story or anime person. Justin brings a lot of music. Harley brings a lot of literature, and also like historical background stuff. And then Janelle is books.
Or westerns.
Or westerns. Western of the week.
Yeah. Forgot about that.
I have another thing for Janelle later. Okay. Anyways.
All right, guys. Well, hey, we're going to move along. We are bringing back a fan favorite. I've heard the cries. I've heard the fans out there crying.
You
and
guys just keep
asking for it. And it's time for another segment of brackets. And don't worry, Chris. Don't worry. You don't hate this one. This is one that you are okay with.
I figured it out. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Before you decide to throw shade at me.
Cool. No, brackets are cool. It's rankings that I hate.
Yeah. I haven't done it in months
and I
for you.
appreciate that.
Jesus. Okay. All right, guys. This week's brackets, we are doing TV shows that we watched as kids from the 90s and 2000s.
Oh, so fun.
SpongeBob.
Yeah.
I didn't have cable, but I'll figure it out.
Yeah. So some of these, I'm sure we didn't watch, and so there is 32 of them. So for this first round,
what the fuck?
we just need to do a gut check. So like, I need you to just be quick with your feet and decide.
32.
Huh?
You said 32?
Yeah, it's 32.
Okay.
As in Janelle's age.
I hope Arthur wins.
I kind of selected ones that it's 90s and 2000s, so it's kind of a wider range. So some of them will be like really, really young, and some of them were like older, teenage-ish But you get what I'm saying. All right, first one up. The Batman animated series versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Why
Teenage
would you
Mutant
do
Ninja
that?
Turtles.
Wait.
Mutant
Which
Ninja
Batman?
Turtles.
Which Batman?
Animated.
And which Ninja Turtles?
I say Ninja Turtles all
OG
day. I don't
90s.
care what they are.
Oh, then Batman the animated series
Batman.
easily.
Yeah, it's got to be
90s
Batman.
Ninja Turtles. It's okay. Like, it's not bad. Don't get me wrong, but there's significantly better Ninja Turtles shows.
Yeah.
Batman the animated series. I'm not gonna say there's many significantly better Batman shows.
Okay, I'm playing as a tiebreaker here, so y'all two say Batman?
Yep.
What did you say?
If Batman
Ninja
does not win,
Turtles.
I'm quitting this podcast forever.
Okay, bye.
Harley, what was your vote?
Ninja Turtles.
So so it's a tie. So I'm the tiebreaker here? Oh,
Yeah.
God.
You are the tiebreaker, Tim. You know what you must do.
I choose the Batman.
Thank you.
I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have
don't
the strength to do
to
it.
do it. Yes, exactly.
All right. Okay, next one. We got to keep going quickly. All That versus Even Stevens.
All that.
Oh.
All that.
Oh.
I'm gonna vote Even Stevens because I never watched all that.
I never watched either of these.
I liked
I've-
both of them so much, but I really like Even Stevens. That show is so funny.
All that had vital information for your everyday life.
That's what I'm gonna do on Monday. I'm gonna show the kids Even Stevens, and I'm gonna go, "That's your dad." I'm gonna pick Even Stevens.
So that's 2 Even Stevens.
Stevens.
3 Even Stevens? Okay, so that wins. All right.
Tim, I still need you to make a choice.
Even Stevens.
Boo.
Bill Nye, the Science Guy, and I can't believe this. I randomized this. I shuffled this 3 times. Bill Nye, the Science Guy versus Captain Planet.
Bill Nye the Science
Bill
Guy.
Nye the Science
Bill
Guy.
Nye.
Captain Planet was great, but it does not beat Bill
the
Nye.
Science Guy.
I just thought-
Hold on.
Bill,
Are we talking OG Captain Planet? Or are we talking Don Cheadle Captain Planet?
OG.
Oh, why would we talk Don Cheadle? Don't shut up.
Because
That doesn't
Don-
exist. That doesn't exist. That was an SNL
great.
skit.
All right.
I know
Moving
it
on.
was great.
All right, moving along. Ben 10 versus Courage the Cowardly Dog.
I don't know
Courage.
what Ben 10 is.
Listen,
Courage the Cowardly
I used
Dog.
to love that show. as a
Courage the
I
kid.
think
Cowardly
I'd have
Dog
to-
gave
I don't
me
know what kind of
nightmares. Ben
So I'd
10.
have to
Shit I
vote
was on.
Ben 10.
Ben 10.
Oh, so Ben 10 takes it here. Wait, right? Harley, what did you say?
I said Courage.
They both said
Courage.
Courage.
Oh, so it's up to me. I choose Courage.
Yay!
Yeah, sorry.
I hated Courage.
Betrayal.
I loved it. Sorry, guys.
Play
hell
Ew,
out of
freak
me.
you, Sale.
All right.
Betrayal.
That's how I knew I wouldn't like horror movies.
It was just so weird. Okay. Sister versus Power Rangers.
Power Rangers.
Damn.
How could
What?
you?
Horror
Easily.
is this?
Power Rangers.
I shuffled this so many times. I promise. This is not up to me.
Damn.
Sister.
Sister was great. It does not beat Power Rangers.
I wasn't allowed to
It
watch.
was a-
I wasn't allowed to watch Power Rangers after a while because my brother was using us as like strike dummies.
I got my first set of stitches from watching Power Rangers, and I had these like bunny house slippers. My brother and I used to throw them up in the air and do like 360 roundhouse kicks, which in hindsight was really impressive for a 6-year-old.
Right?
Until I failed to land properly and busted my face open. I had to get stitches in my lip.
We're just choosing which like a
So,
little better.
Given that,
which one do you prefer?
I'm going to say that Power Rangers is.
Oh, yeah.
a bit
Okay,
more
so 2 Power
influential in my
Rangers.
life.
I loved Power Rangers so much. I have to say Power Rangers.
Okay, so Power Rangers wins it.
You
Okay.
still have to vote, Tim.
I'll go Power Rangers too. I didn't watch either actually, but I think I watched maybe one more Power Rangers than I did Sisters.
Power Rangers is dope.
All right, Boy Meets World versus That's So Raven.
Boy Meets World.
Boy Meets World.
That's so Raven.
That's So Raven was good,
I
but
wasn't
you
allowed
can
to
really
watch
see the
That's So
generational
Raven.
split there.
That's so Raven.
Um,
You're allowed to watch That's So Raven.
I was
Oh,
not.
you're-
I was not
they were-
allowed to, but I did.
They weren't paying attention.
Yeah.
At that point, they weren't paying attention.
All right, next up, Doug versus the Powerpuff Girls.
Powerpuff Girls.
Powerpuff.
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 Doug
Yeah,
is
either-
amazing, but
Yeah.
Powerpuff Girls is one of the top tier shows.
Love Ellie still.
All right, next up, SpongeBob SquarePants versus
SpongeBob.
Foster's Home for Imaginary
SpongeBob.
Friends.
SpongeBob. Again,
Harley.
again, Foster's is good. SpongeBob is
Foster's.
better.
Foster.
I don't care what you put SpongeBob against. I'm picking SpongeBob.
Harley, what does yours say?
I'll go with SpongeBob.
Okay.
But I
Um,
did love Foster's Home for
This
Foster's
is
good.
interesting because
SpongeBob is better.
being the oldest by a tiny margin, I missed SpongeBob. Like, I
Same.
never watched SpongeBob.
You would have been in middle
Then
school
you
when that came
definitely
out,
missed
right?
Foster's Home for
When
Imaginary
did
Friends.
when did SpongeBob come out?
I don't remember what year, but
2000.
I was in 4th grade.
Or 99. It was right around that time. All right, next up. Hey Arnold versus the Ren and Stimpy show.
Hey Arnold.
Oh,
I don't
Arnold.
care.
Yeah, I'd have to go. Hey Arnold.
Yeah, same. I thought it would be an easy one, but
Hey
it
Arnold
was on
was
the list.
about something.
Ren and Stimpy was not a children's show.
It was
we
not.
should not have been.
We shouldn't have
exposed to
had
that.
access to that.
I think we're about to hit a few more of those.
I think Ren and Stimpy actually started on MTV, if I'm not mistaken.
Rugrats versus Teen Titans.
Ooh,
I wasn't
Damn.
allowed to
Titans.
watch Rugrats.
Really?
But
That's hard.
yeah, my mom did.
That's
like-
hard for you?
Rugrats was developmental for me, but Teen Titans was
I also
really good.
like the Rugrats. I watched it anyway.
All right, so what are our votes?
Rugrats.
Ooh, 2
Teen
Rugrats.
Titans.
Teen Titans for
Did y'all
Justin.
have the
Chris?
orange VHS? Yeah. That
No,
shit was baller.
Because I
I
wasn't
had
allowed
it.
to watch it, but I watched the movie.
Chris, what was your vote?
I don't know. What's your vote?
No, you got to say yours first.
No, I don't.
I'm the tiebreaker if it comes down to it. What's your
SpongeBob
vote?
came out in '99.
I'm as old as
Don't think about it.
SpongeBob.
Just say it. 3, 2, 1, now.
Titans.
Thank you. My answer is also Teen Titans, so one's the tiebreak.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, Rugrats.
Next up,
The fuck?
Forgive me.
Phineas and Ferb versus Invader Zim.
Zim.
Oh, Phineas and
Invader
Ferb.
Zim.
Invader Zim.
Phineas and Ferb.
Wait, what was yours?
Zim.
I wasn't allowed to watch them.
2 Zims, 1 Ferb. Justin?
Don't
I'm
play
in
dead.
stress.
Huh?
Tim, what's your vote? I don't.
Actually,
If I don't have to vote, I'll be okay.
I might have to
What's
flip
your
a
vote,
coin on this
Tim?
one because I didn't watch either of these growing up.
Oh my god.
I wasn't
should pick
super
Phineas
into
and Ferb.
either.
Phineas and
There's
Ferb
104
was.
Ah.
days summer vacation.
I
I'm
feel
gonna have to go
that's
Phineas and
another,
Ferb.
Like,
So
because
it's a tie?
when I was homeless, I used to watch Phineas and Ferb on my friend's couch into the wee hours of the morning.
Hell yeah, you did.
Okay, I'm going to do a coin
What I
flip
like to hear.
real quick then. Heads is Ferb, and flipping, it is tails, so it is Zim.
God bless America.
All right.
Hey, that's the replacement I use for goddammit.
Next one up, codename Kids Next Door versus Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
Ed, Ed,
I
and Eddie.
knew that one.
Ed and
Just right off the bat.
Listen,
Not.
Codename Kids Next Door was a great show. Ed, Ed, and Eddie beats
I
it.
did prefer Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
Although, when I was home sick and like I was watching TV, Ed, Ed, and Eddie, the art style made me feel worse.
Oh, I loved it. Loved it. All right, we got to keep going. Next up, Avatar: The Last Airbender versus Justice League.
You son of
Avatar.
a bitch.
What
Avatar.
kind of motherfucking choices are these? Like,
You
holy shit.
son of a
I was about to
bitch.
say Avatar easily, and then you throw out Justice League.
Avatar is such a
Like,
good show.
what?
I shuffled
I
this
don't
3
believe this.
times to
I did
prevent
not-
this from happening, and it still
Okay.
happened.
I didn't watch
Tim-
it until I was an adult, but Avatar all the way.
I don't believe you. I
think
believe that you have done this to
picked the
intentionally
hardest
cause me
choices.
distress.
I really did.
Because
Yeah.
this is not. No.
I mean, eventually we were probably going to get here anyway, so. I mean- Okay, so Janelle said Airbender. Harley?
Avatar.
Okay, so that's 2 avatars. I do have an answer to this, but I'm going to let you two
Avatar
choose
the
first.
Last Airbender.
What's your answer?
No way.
He's definitely pissing. God bless America.
Not yet.
He's picking Justice League. 100.
Yeah,
That's a
I
Superman
know,
guy right
I
there.
know Tim is picking Justice League. Here's the thing. I'm also a Superman guy. But you're putting it against Avatar, bro.
Y'all need to choose quickly, please.
What would Aang say?
And
You're
would
putting
find
Avatar
another
Last
way.
Airbender up against the best video depiction
Ah.
of Green Arrow. Like, holy shit. Like,
5,
that show was
Four.
fantastic.
3,
Boys, make a decision.
2.
Tim, what's your
One.
vote? What's your vote? Tim, what's your vote? I
My
need to
vote
know.
is Justice.
Fuck.
I know it is. You know, I'm going to say Justice League and let Justin be the tiebreaker. Suck it, Justin.
He walked away. Come back.
No, I'm getting a coin. My
He's
R2D2
literally
bank.
flipping a coin.
Oh my gosh. This is
All
supposed to be
right.
a quick round. Come on, guys. Oh, head is Avatar.
Avatar.
Okay, here you go.
All right.
I don't even feel good about it. I don't feel good about either one. This is rude. This is rude, and I hate it.
All right, next up, Saved by the Bell versus Grim Adventures of Billy.
Saved by the Bell.
Saved by the Bell.
Okay, I didn't even have to finish that.
I don't even know what the other show is.
I used to watch that before
You don't know what Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy is?
I wasn't allowed
That,
to watch
that came out a little bit later.
Listen, Kelly Kapowski
Hey, we got to move on.
was one of my first crushes.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
And to this day,
I get
still
that.
a celebrity crush.
Next up, Drake and Josh versus Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Drake and Josh.
Drake and Josh.
I was afraid of the dark.
Oh, bruh.
Okay. And then
I have no
last one of
opinion.
this first round is
It's not gonna put
Dexter's
mustard on
Laboratory versus the Fairly Odd Parents.
Dexter's.
Dexter.
Oh,
What
my
the
God.
fuck is wrong with you?
Dexter.
DD, get out of my laboratory.
I love
But
both of those shows.
While that is super quotable, there's also, where'd you get that thing from?
internet.
Internet? Sounds good to me.
They're both so good.
I have a preference.
I don't know.
but not by
Sometimes
much.
Fairly, Chris, like how you said Ed, Ed, and Eddie would make you feel worse. That's how Fairly Odd Parents made me feel sometimes.
But only if I was sick.
Okay,
I'm
we
gonna
got
go
to
with
choose.
Dexter's
Okay.
laboratory.
Is that 2 for Dexter's? Well, who said
Wait.
Dexter's? Harley said it.
Me.
Because his mom was hot.
Justin, you said it too.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
No, you right.
Hey, yo, that's a great point.
Are we all saying Dexter now?
Yeah, I think
Dexter's
we're all
mom
saying
could get
Dexter's
it.
now.
Dexter's mom could get it.
I
don't
do
know
what I
why
can
felt
for the
that way
community.
about a
That's a weird
cartoon
way for us to
mom,
decide.
but
All right,
Between that and Pixar moms, like,
all right. So instead of
I
starting,
didn't have a choice.
all right, starting back from the top, we got the Batman versus Even Stevens.
Even
Batman.
Stevens.
Batman.
Wait. Batman the Animated Series?
Yes,
Or the Batman?
the animated series.
Batman, the animated
Okay.
series.
Versus
The 90s
Even
one.
Stevens?
Yeah,
You said?
Batman.
Batman.
Yeah, Batman.
yeah, Batman wins.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
All right, next up, we have Bill Nye versus Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Bill Nye. Fuck Courage. Bill Nye.
Bill Nye.
Made it to round 2.
He's just a dog. What
He's a good dog at that.
did he do to you?
Gave me nightmares.
Bill Nye.
Started my
He
anxiety.
also had nightmares.
That poor thing. He didn't do anything. He was just trying to help.
we all
the
saying
whole
Bill Nye?
time.
I'm going to say
Yeah.
Courage.
Wait, Justin, what's your vote then?
Bill Nye.
Okay, so that's Bill Nye. Okay,
Bill
yeah,
Nye,
the older.
the science guy.
All right, here we go. Next up, Power Rangers versus Boy Meets World.
Power Rangers.
Boy Meets World.
Boy Meets World. You know how if you scroll Facebook, you get those Instagram reel clips?
Yes.
Anytime I'm scrolling, 3 out of 5 of those clips are either Boy Meets World or Girl Meets World. I haven't watched Girl Meets World, but I watched every one of those clips.
Very on-
Justin, what's your vote?
I hate this game so much. This is Tim with the rankings game. This is me. This is me now. This is me, not Tim. Gosh, what's your face?
Chris.
Gosh,
That's his name.
I don't know names
Wow,
anymore.
Justin.
Point being, I have Chris's feelings for the other game on this game right now because you're making me make choices that no human should ever have to make. You're asking me to choose between my children.
Can't we all just get along?
Tim, what's your vote?
You could have put Wishbone
No,
on this list.
you got to keep going here. We're not going to do another. Are you going to do another toy toy?
Touching hands.
Look, I didn't watch either of these growing up, so I don't really have a big preference.
You know what? I'm gonna say Power Rangers.
Okay, well that's a tie then, so we have to flip a coin. So
Go Power Rangers.
all right, heads is Power Rangers. Here we go, flippy flip. It is heads.
I just wanted to be the Yellow Ranger.
All right, next up we have
Wait, who won?
Power Rangers.
Oh.
Powerpuff Girls versus SpongeBob.
Powerpuff Girls.
Holy shit.
SpongeBob.
I am not voting.
You can't.
You have to
can't
vote.
abstain. You have to vote.
I'm abstaining.
You can't.
Abstain.
Don't tell
Chris,
our
what's your
Lord and
vote?
Savior what to do.
Chris, what's your vote?
Abstained.
You know what? I'll explain this. My vote is Powerpuff Girls.
I don't need to hear the explanation.
because-
Moving
no,
on.
No, you need to hear it. All of the Powerpuff Girls were good. Every single one of them. There wasn't one that I hated. SpongeBob kind of fell off at a certain point.
Mm.
I like your logic.
They're both.
So is
top
Powerpuff the
tier.
winner?
Discord.
Okay, Powerpuff's the winner then. Okay. All right.
SpongeBob!
Moving along, we have Hey Arnold versus Teen Titans.
Titans.
Teen
Hey,
Titans.
Arnold.
Teen
That's
Tiny
the easiest
Titan
one.
Whites.
Hey Arnold was good. Teen Titans is better.
All right, Invader Zim versus Ed and Eddie.
Zim.
Ed,
Zim.
and Eddie.
Ed, and Eddie.
Oh, so is that a tie?
Yep.
Ed.
Then it goes to me, Ed and Eddie.
You didn't watch Zim.
I did not. I definitely watch Ed and Eddie though.
Were you allowed to
That's
watch
why he
them?
voted for it.
Liking Invader
I
Zim
don't think I just ever
got
got into
me
it.
my first extended makeout session because
Oh.
the girl that I did that with and I connected over Invader Zim.
Thank you for sharing.
So Avatar versus Saved by the Bell.
Avatar.
Avatar.
I feel like you guys are underestimating how much I liked Kelly Kapowski.
No, I'm not.
I
But
mean-
Avatar.
I need a vote from Janelle and Chris here.
Saved by the Bell and what?
Avatar.
Avatar and Saved by the Bell.
Saved-
I think Saved by the Bell.
All right.
Yeah, nice.
I'm gonna go Saved by the Bell too. So that wins.
Jeez, Justin.
So sorry.
It's
how
so good that
quickly
we don't post
ended.
video of this anymore. Because my gosh.
If you would have said Justice League, that might have gone all the way. All right.
I did say Justice League.
Oh yeah. All right. Drake and Josh versus Dexter's.
Dexter.
Drake and Josh.
Drake and Josh.
Drake and Josh. Listen, Drake Campagna, very problematic. Drake and Josh, elemental to my childhood.
Wait, Justin, what'd you say?
What did you call him?
Problematic.
I
No,
said
his last
Dexter.
name.
Campagna. He moved to Mexico and started making music in Spanish, and he goes by Drake Campagna now, which is just Bell in Spanish.
Oh. I'm enlightened.
I didn't hear
In
everyone's
a way
answer.
I don't want to be.
After some sexual allegations, he moved to Mexico.
Yikes. Yikes.
And
So was that 2 Drakes? I heard.
Let's call it Josh.
Say Drake.
Let's call it Josh.
Okay. Josh.
Let's call it Josh.
how could I put mustard on itself?
True.
Okay, but seriously, where are we at on votes? I don't remember.
Drake and Josh.
Drake.
I really like Dexter's
Sorry,
Lab.
Josh.
Dexter.
Dexter's Lab.
So I'm the tiebreaker here.
Yep.
I'm going to. Oh God, you're gonna hate me, Chris. I'm gonna go with Dexter's only because I didn't
I
watch
don't
Drake
hate
and
you.
Josh.
I don't hate
calling
you.
you a truther.
I'm solid with that choice.
All right.
To this day, I quote Drake and Josh, which is why I picked that
The
show.
mustard quote specifically. Both mustard quotes you use like at least once a week.
all right. Here's the quarterfinals,
I
guys.
really do.
And we don't even eat that much mustard.
We don't.
We have the Batman versus Bill Nye.
Bill Nye.
Bill Nye.
Batman the animated
Bill,
series.
Bill.
Batman.
Oh God,
It changed
can't make
the
me
world.
choose.
Again,
Bill
that's a show
Nye
that was
changed
about
the
something.
world. He's still changing the world.
I'm gonna go
Batman
Bill
the
Nye
animated
too.
series is still changing the world.
Yeah, I'm choosing Bill. Sorry, guys.
That's fine. That's a
Hey,
hard
Tim?
choice.
Don't think
Don't.
Batman the Animated
It's okay to be
Series
wrong.
changed the world.
You would know.
Power Rangers versus Powerpuff.
Powerpuff.
Rangers.
Powerpuff.
That's so
Powerpuff.
hard.
2 Powerpuffs, 1 Ranger.
My case for
No.
the Rangers is that the Rangers taught you about family and friendship and
Powerpuff.
love and trust.
What do you think they're doing? And they're in kindergarten.
That was such a quick.
They
Is it
did
just 'cause
all
the
of
girls,
that
Justin?
and more. Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Not very girls girl of you.
I think I truly believe this. If I didn't have a daughter, I probably would pick Power Rangers.
Did you forget about the lady in the red suit on Powerpuff Girls?
Sarah Bella.
No, I did not.
Ugh.
Yeah,
how
dude.
could we?
Sugar Spice and Chemical X.
Sugar, spice, everything nice, and Chemical X.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, next up, Teen Titans versus Ed and Eddie.
Titans. All day.
Ed and Eddie.
Ed.
Ed, Eddie.
Justin.
I said Titan.
Yeah, so Tim.
It's Tim.
Oh God, this one's actually hard for me. This is my hard
You
one.
know, hey, you know what you have to do.
Think of the gumballs.
Think of morality.
If you think of morality, it's definitely Teen
The
Titans.
children.
I mean, but actually, though, for real though.
Ed, Ed, and Eddie were the worst.
Yeah.
But it's funny.
I'm going to go with Titans.
Yeah, little
I'm going to do
shit.
it.
Yeah.
I have to.
Okay,
Crazy.
you're
My
okay again.
favorite-
after
Although,
letting me down on
however,
Batman.
let's talk about the moment on Ed, Ed, and Eddie when they stole Jimmy's fucking outline. They ripped his outline off.
That was great.
My favorite
Flank.
intro for Powerpuff Girls
Oh,
is
I had a plane.
the city of Townsville is under attack.
All right. Saved by the Bell versus Dexter's.
Dexter.
Dexter. DD.
Here's the thing. The only reason I picked Dexter was because of his mom.
But no, you got
Saved by the Bell has Kelly Kapowski.
I knew
And
exactly where
Lisa
this
Turtle.
was going.
I see your line of thought. Continue.
I loved Saved by the Bell so much. I watched it in the morning.
Saved by the Bell.
No. See, that's why you got to play this, Chris. Just say your answer for everyone else. It's like it's not up to you.
Yeah, but I don't care.
I know it's not a big deal to you. It is to him, though. That's what I'm saying.
Everything is life or death to me.
I have to say Saved.
I'm gonna say Dexter's then, because that's
You
what I grew
son
up
of
watching.
a-
So I'm sorry.
Heels, yeah. Okay.
All right, guys. Top 4. Here we go. Bill and I versus Powerpuff.
Why would you do that?
Y'all did this. We're in the 4th round. This is
Tim
y'all's
likes
choice.
the drama.
Damn,
He
it
wants
really
the
is
yelling.
the consequences of our own actions.
It really do be that way sometimes.
People don't think it be
Ah.
like it be, but
But
it
it
do.
do.
I'm gonna go with Powerpuff Girls.
I'm with Hartley. Powerpuff Girls.
Ooh.
As much as I love Bill Nye.
I watched more Powerpuff Girls. I
Guys,
didn't get
I don't
introduced
think
to
you
Bill Nye till I
understand,
was
though.
older, actually.
I don't think you understand. Inertia is a property of matter.
I'm gonna go
Say that
Powerpuff
one
Girls
more
because the
time.
art was very influential in my life.
You said what?
Powerpuff.
I'm gonna go with Powerpuff Girls
All right.
because the
Hell
art
yeah.
was very
Powerpuff.
influential.
Powerpuff
in my
wins.
life.
Love, 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 love,
Banana
love,
bread at work, dude.
love, love.
Dude,
Hell
Neilani
yeah.
made
Makes
us
the world
banana
go
bread this
round.
week, and it's so good.
So good. All right.
Guys, I got some fucking banana bread at home today, dude. Hell
Hell yeah.
yeah.
All right. Teen Titans versus Dexter's.
Dexter's.
Titans.
Dexter.
Titans.
And my answer is Titans as well. So there's the tiebreaker there.
I like that in some of these you can see a generational split, and then
Yeah.
in others you can see a gender split.
For sure. All right. This is the final.
Powerpuff.
Powerpuff versus Teen.
Powerpuff.
Titan.
Powerpuff.
Tight.
Powerpuff. Powerpuff.
Blossom. Commander and the leader. Bubbles.
Chris,
wait, hold-
you didn't
hold
say
on.
yours fast
Powerpuff
enough.
Girls.
The real question is who would win in the fight? Powerpuff
Like,
Girls.
That's so
Or the
easy.
Teen
Blossom.
The Teen
No,
Titans
sorry,
would
sorry.
never.
Wait, are we
Buttercup single-handedly is wiping out gang.
They
Everyone.
wouldn't battle each other. That doesn't make sense.
Wait, is this pre-Superboy
I'm
coming
not
in? Or?
entertaining this.
If we're going with the Teen Titans show lineup, I'm gonna say
Um,
Powerpuff
I'm
actually
still
might
gonna
have a
say
shot.
Titans. Robin souls them.
Yeah, he's gone quick. Chris, where you at?
But I said Titans. Titans everywhere. Titans everywhere. Titans
I know,
win the
but
fight.
I'm waiting on
Titans win
Chris
the show
here.
battle.
Because I know what Chris is going to do. He's going to choose Titans just so he's going to make me have to choose.
But Titans, because Titans is the right choice. Like
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Titans just because I want Tim to make the choice.
Coward.
Yep,
Tim,
100%.
I know where you
coward.
live. Actually, I don't know where you live. Honestly,
That's all right, Justin. You can just come to my house and he'll be here eventually.
I know where you live. I took screenshots.
I am sorry to the ladies, but I too am choosing Teen Titans.
This
know
is
how it
misogyny.
feels to be wrong.
Did you say it's a misogyny?
I am the victim of a hate
This is a
crime.
mutiny.
It's not a hate crime.
Well, I hated
hated it.
All right, guys. Well, hey, congratulations, everyone. We have chosen the best kids show,
Teen Titans.
Teen Titans. Powerpuff had a great
I
run.
don't even know how we got here.
It was
How we always get here.
We were led by men.
Misogyny.
I'm not hosting it anymore.
Patriarchy.
Imagine what would have happened if we weren't here, Harley. It would have been a disaster.
It would have been Teen
Truly.
Titans versus Justice League.
Maybe we should have left them to their own devices.
Round
they could
3
toil
would
alone.
have been Dexter's Lab
I think
versus
that's
Power Rangers.
I would have gotten
Probably
home to
the
a
worst
puddle.
thing we could do. They should never be left alone.
That would be the whole podcast episode.
Oh, God. All right, guys. On that note, we need to move this show along. When we come back, we're going to talk about some out there weird laws and shit. So don't go anywhere. All right, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right, so we got ourselves a fun segment today. Main topic of conversation. This one will actually be probably shorter than our game was, but you know what the heck? Why not? We're talking about some fun, weird, crazy laws, and the way we're going to do this segment today is just as simple as we can be. I'm going to introduce to you some weird laws out there, and we're going to talk about why we think they might even exist, maybe some fun theories, and also, do we still think that they are applicable to today? And so I need all of your theories, I need all of your imaginations to be at full throttle here. You're all ready?
Let's do it.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I will be focusing a little bit on the states that we all currently occupy. So let's start off with Texas. A city ordinance states that a person cannot go barefoot without first obtaining a special $5 permit.
I support it. It should be higher.
It should be higher. $10.
Okay, so Harley is in the state of Kansas, which is still, arguably fake. It is apparently illegal to hunt whales in Kansas.
I knew that about
By
Oklahoma.
golly.
I did not know that about Kansas.
The most landlocked state.
Can I?
Or
I have a
now.
theory.
I actually know why.
I have a theory.
I want to
Wait,
get
wait, wait,
Janelle's
hold
theory
on.
first.
Is it an anti-native law?
No, weirdly enough.
Seems
It seems like one, but it's actually based in a law of protecting.
like they can't bring them
no,
home.
protecting threatened animals. And most whales are considered a threatened species. The ones that are not are considered
So it's like a
endangered.
blanket law.
It is, but it impacts whales.
I thought it was like you can't travel and
No,
then bring
it's
it.
more of a conservation thing than anything.
But it's a blanket law that doesn't
Yes.
really.
It's a blanket law that applies to whales by accident.
Yeah.
Well, applies to Kansas because where the fuck are we gonna get whales?
Oklahoma, apparently.
Well,
Apparently.
actually, if
Like
you give it a
Texoma.
few decades,
I was just gonna say that.
When-
Like, if you wait long enough, the ocean's coming right
When-
up to Kansas.
yeah, like when Kansas is coastal, shit.
It'll be like
There's
an
a
island.
reason. No, there's a
it's
reason
preemptive.
Californians are moving to specific parts of Texas. It's because that's going to be beachfront property.
Yeah. Okay, we're moving on to Justin's state of Wisconsin, which, by the way, there's a lot of laws about cheese on here. Speaking of cheese making, requires a cheesemaker's license. Limburger cheese
That makes sense.
requires a master cheesemaker's license.
That also makes sense.
That's because
You can
Limburger's
poison
cheese
people.
smells the way that other cheeses smell
Yeah,
when they
if
go
it's-
bad.
If it's not properly made, you can kill people.
People die.
All of that makes sense.
People die, Tim.
There's
Why are you telling me?
there's a whole bunch of laws in Wisconsin about margarine.
That's
As
on my
there
list.
should be.
That's
There
Is that on your
should
list?
be. Margarine
nah,
should be
but-
against the law.
At one time, it was illegal.
in Wisconsin.
It was illegal.
specifically. That
It
makes so
should've
much sense.
stayed
No,
that way.
actually, that
Should have stayed that
I know
way.
a little bit about that because Wisconsin is such like it's a dairy state, and so margarine was like competing against the dairy. It was a problem.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
So
and it was like
they were
it
like,
was called oleomargarine back then, and there was like a law that you couldn't make it the color of butter. So
Mhm.
what they started doing was selling like it basically with its like weird petroleum jelly colored shenanigans, and they'd include a dye packet, a free dye packet with you, so you could pour it in and mix it together to get your margarine the color of butter. It was all very
Dairy
very
farmers were
fascinating.
not with the shit. They started a revolution against like because margarine started with it was part of like the grain lobbyists.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
A lot of these, mind you, are historical and not enforced by any stretch of the imagination. A lot of them aren't.
That's one of my like extreme special interest case, like the study done on saturated fat and how it shaped the agricultural lobbyists and potatoes, soy, corn, all of that.
Yeah.
There is a really great episode of the podcast Criminal. If you do want to hear more about the whole margarine shenanigans, it's called The Demon Spread. It's episode number 273. It is fantastic.
I love that you just know all of this off the top of your
I
head.
think when you move to Wisconsin, you're required, or maybe you just absorb it into your skin. So like,
It just happens. Just walking around Wisconsin.
Nah, I know more about that stuff than the natives do.
Wisconsin natives.
they put it in the
Both,
house with the
both,
DSM.
both natives.
You touch
natives.
you touch the doorknob and you automatically know.
I was going to ask Tim, are there any laws regarding natives in Wisconsin?
I'm sure there are, but
Because
we
fuck
decided to
every
make
one of those laws.
we decided to make this episode not crazy that way.
We did. We talked about it earlier.
So, in Texas, paying a traffic citation equals a guilty plea.
Yes.
That's especially in Harris County. So know your
Also,
rights.
fuck Harris County.
Fuck Harris County.
I almost lived there.
In the same vein of traffic laws, I just recently found out, and maybe this has always just been a thing I just never known. One of my coworkers, she had gotten a ticket for, like, what was it? Like, she got a ticket for backing into somebody. And I was like, I didn't know they could give you a ticket for that kind of thing.
Yeah. It's bonkers.
Literally,
negligent driving.
she just, I think so.
Yeah.
No, he wanted to give her that on top of the, like, backing into, because she backed into like a UPS truck or something. Like, she was pulling out of her driveway and just like hit it or something. I don't know. It was crazy, but I was like,
Yeah, if you're at
They give you a
fault
ticket
in
for
an
that?
accident or a
Do get a
traffic
ticket, yeah.
collision is what they call it now, not an accident. If you are at fault in a traffic collision,
Get a
you can
ticket.
get a ticket.
Or even if you're
Yeah, I
if
didn't
you
know
are in a
that.
single, like your vehicle is the only one in the accident, say you lose control of your vehicle and it causes an accident, you can get a ticket for that.
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Too.
crazy.
Because then they'll use that information to come after you for the damages you did.
That's right.
Like, say, like,
Even if there
someone
are no
cuts you off and
damages.
crash into a median, they're like, hey, now you owe us this money for this little giant 6-foot cement block. And it's like ridiculous shenanigans.
They pulled
that's
off with
crazy.
that around this area but like there was a while where they were like on top about trying to slap with single collision accidents. They were calling it something, but Bell County was hitting it hard.
Yeah, that's
But
wild.
enough people were like, "What the fuck? I hydroplaned. What do you want from me?"
While we're on this topic, that is also rooted sometimes in sexism. There's a law in
Mhm.
Virginia that states a man should walk in front of, a man legally is required to walk in front of the car if his wife is driving and alert other drivers and pedestrians that a woman is driving the car.
Whoa.
Again, not enforced, but still on the books.
Yeah.
Texas has a lot of those.
Speaking of, in Texas City, Texas, it is unlawful to spit on the sidewalk or floor or wall of any public building. Oh, or, excuse me,
Period.
nor any part of
Huh.
any bus, taxi cab, or any other public vehicle that carries passengers for hire.
Period. Keep that shit in your body. Nasty.
Find a trash. Control yourself.
Control yourself.
For real.
Also in Texas, if you steal someone's cattle, to this day, you can be hanged.
Now, I'm waiting to see if a specific law that I have in mind is on your list.
Well, I guess we'll see. Going back to Kansas. Not even Wisconsin's restrooms are spared from odd laws. Under Wisconsin statute section 146, the owner or manager of any public building may not allow a, quote, admission fee to be charged for the use of any toilet compartment. So just a few sections later, section 146.22 forbids the Department of Health Services from creating any rules with either directly or indirectly prohibit the use of manual flushing devices for urinals. The department shall take steps to encourage the use of manual flushing devices for urinals. If you need to use a public restroom, rest assured that you won't have to pay for an entry fee. It's just funny that they have to have a law to protect your rights to use a toilet.
These are the kind of bathroom laws I am in agreement with.
I have a more intense.
Wait, did you
bathroom law
say that
I
you're going to talk
encountered.
about Kansas and you just went straight into Wisconsin?
He did, yeah. He said, speaking of Kansas.
Oh, I did say that, didn't I?
Wisconsin law.
Sorry.
I encountered a very weird bathroom law. I was visiting in Pennsylvania, and I was at my grandmother's funeral reception. Well, we had already had the reception. It was like the party at the Greek church. Anyways, so on the door of the bathroom, there's a warning there that you're not allowed to defecate in that bathroom because it's within so many feet of a kitchen.
Oh.
No
And it's
shit
an
in the
actual.
bathroom.
It was an actual law.
No shitting in the
They
shit house.
cited the code and everything. It was so weird. I asked my mom about it. I was like, "What the hell? Are they gonna
I
know?"
would sit there in principle.
In protest, 1,000%.
It was just I think it was like a church something, but it was all inspected and everything. They have events there all the time, and because my grandma went to a Greek church, but like all the churches have like a venue. They
My bowels be moved.
no.
Protest songs.
Harley, sorry to disappoint, but there are no duck hunting allowed from mules in Kansas.
From mules?
But if you ride a donkey, it's okay.
Or a horse.
Just not a
They
combo.
just can't mix.
Oh, I thought you were saying the mules can't duck
That's
hunt.
what I thought
Oh
you
my
said.
God. Wait, hold on. Is
You
this
can't
law- is
sit
this law
on a
about
mule and
interracial
hunt.
marriage?
Also that.
Yeah.
The mules are not allowed to duck hunt.
Neither are they allowed to.
You ever seen a
Yeah,
mule
no,
react
hold
to a
it.
gunshot?
Just keep the guns away
Why
from
would
the
you wanna-
mules.
No. Have y'all ever seen a mule react to a gunshot? Why would you want to be sitting on one?
I'm sure I've
Why
seen how they
would I
react to
have
humans.
seen
What
a
the
mule
hell?
react to a gunshot?
You've never seen one?
No.
I've never seen a mule.
Hey, I'm just saying, this sounds like some interracial nonsense. It's like the white people can do this, the black people can do this, but if they mix, nah, they can't do that.
That does sound like a law that affects specifically me and no one else on this podcast.
You don't want to be sitting on a mule when they hear a gunshot. I'll tell you that right now.
To be fair,
Chris only
Back in
owns
the day-
biracial animals.
they would have called me biracial with my skin color.
Listen, one time I bought a mule. Turns out it was a donkey. The guy still owes me.
One more here in Kansas. According to an old Kansas law, if two trains approach each other on the same track, neither can proceed until the other has passed.
What the
I
fuck?
knew that one.
They just passed.
I learned that from Trevor's Random Facts.
Oh God. Okay, let me go back to Texas here.
We have so many.
I know there's a lot here. We talked about the barefoot one. Okay, here we go. Current Texas laws do not make specific mention of it being a crime to milk someone else's cow without express consent. However, in 1925, the Penal Code of the state of Texas mentions the offense specifically in Chapter 12, Article 1466. Depending on the action, interfering with livestock in Texas can be a significant offense. In Texas, milking someone else's cow without consent would likely result in theft charges under current laws.
Which means
You
you
stole my
can be
milk.
hanged for milking someone else's cow. There's a scene in 1883, the show about Yellowstone before it became Yellowstone, where the guy, Jake Dutton, decides he's going to expend some ranch justice and hang some people that were feeding their animals on his land.
That's
And
1920.
1923, that's the one. And it becomes a big deal, and they're like, well, you can't just do this. And he's like, well, I absolutely can. In Texas, it was never a question.
Well,
100%
they're not in
you
Texas,
can.
but
But that's like his people went through Texas to get to where they are. He grew up on the Texas mentality. And yeah, 100% in Texas, it's not even a question. You can hang a man for whatever.
Well, yeah,
Chris,
because it's messing with people's livelihoods.
Chris, I need you to fact check this next one. Texas is a common law marriage state, which
It is.
means
7
you are
years,
considered legally married if the couple makes 3 public announcements that they're married. Moreover, a couple can be considered legally married even if the other spouse isn't present for the ceremony. The only requirements are both parties are willing participants, both parties are over 18, and parties are unrelated to each other.
Also, you have to be together for 7 years.
Kansas also has.
That's wild.
as
Yeah.
someone who has helped many a woman leave their common law married husband, that is absolutely accurate.
Wow.
That's one of those things
think-
where it's like, hey, I've been with this woman who refuses to marry me for 7 years. Can we just like say we're married so she can't leave?
Or like
And the
even
judge
if
is
they're
like,
just
yeah, man, that's
like
fine.
even if they're just like trying to like explain away why they're not married, so they just decide to refer to themselves as married.
Yep. Oh
It-
yeah, we got married like 4 years ago.
It's a big problem. Like there are issues getting restraining orders. Like it's still a huge thing.
Property becomes a
I
weird
think in
thing.
Kansas, you do have to identify with the other significant other's name, which is wild. Fuck that shit.
That's like what's her name? The Helena Bonham Carter and
That's different. They had
the
a
director.
they went to the
of-
courthouse for like an actual binding
eventually,
partnership.
but they were common law married for a long time before they actually got
they
married.
purposely went to the courthouse because they had children
Yeah, but it was
to
like
have a
they had
life
already
partnership
been-
or whatever.
Yeah, they had already been common law married.
Hunter just told me it's also illegal to spit on sidewalks in Kansas.
I believe
Good
it.
for you.
Hunter would know.
Hunter, what a Hunter thing to say.
That is a very Hunter thing to know.
Justin, do you know about the city of was it Wausau? Is that how you pronounce it in Wisconsin, or Wausau?
So
It's Wausau.
Yeah. Okay. So, quote: No person shall throw or shoot any object, arrow, stone, snowball, or any other missile or projectile by hand or by any other means at any other person or at any other to building, street, sidewalk, alley, highway, park, playground, or any other public space within the city. In other words, it is illegal to throw snowballs in this city.
Damn.
But
What is
it's
this,
the same penalty if
Footloose?
you want to shoot them with an arrow. So
Yeah.
do what you got to do.
this is
If you're
Footloose
feeling
for
petty, you might as well go all the
snowballs.
way at that point.
This is bullshit.
Like the place, it's just funny. It's like of all the places where you can't throw a snowball, it's a
snows
place where it
there.
snows all the fucking time.
Can you imagine a Footloose
Hey,
about
yeah,
snowballs?
that's-
It's just
that's a
about
myth.
Wausau.
Footloose, kick off the Sunday shoes. Speaking of snowballs, did you know that it's illegal to strap your dog to the roof of your car in Alaska?
I think I did hear about that actually.
Nobody should do that at any point in time, anywhere, but it's illegal in Alaska. Apparently,
Hell yeah,
people
Alaska.
were doing that to take their dogs like the vet and shit.
Well,
You want to hear another great one that has to do with animals?
Sure.
In Arizona, donkeys cannot sleep in bathtubs.
Okay.
I'll allow it.
Why? Why
That
not?
should be-
Here
no, that
anyway.
should be illegal.
okay.
Oh, hold on. Let me explore some southern states here. We'll find some gold ones here.
Okay, wait.
Wait, did you have more for
So-
Texas?
Oh yeah, I got some more for Texas.
There's one that I learned when I was in college, like my freshman year, because I had a friend who went to Tarleton,
Mhm.
and apparently they didn't have sororities at the university because they have brothel
Yes.
laws in
Mm.
Yes,
Stephenville.
they have them in Indiana too.
Yeah, so it's like no more than like 4 girls
Yeah.
can live together under one roof, so they couldn't have a sorority house or something.
We had a friend that graduated from
Indiana
State. There we go. Thank you. And it was the same deal. Like she couldn't join a sorority because they weren't allowed to have sororities.
she was in a sorority. She
They
just
just
didn't
weren't-
have
they
but
a
they
weren't
like
allowed to
lived in
live
like a
together.
co-ed
Yeah.
place.
No,
They didn't have a
they
sorority
all lived in
house.
their own apartments. They couldn't have a sorority house.
Oh.
But the fraternities all had fraternity houses. We went to one.
Yeah.
It was gross.
But I was
Don't
still
recommend.
confused because I was like, there's co-ed dorms. So
Yeah.
like there's still a bunch of girls living in a fucking dorm. Like
That's something I was
don't
promised in
understand.
college and never experienced.
A dorm?
Co-ed dorms.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
It's against the law in Mesquite, Texas, for kids to have unusual haircuts.
Hell
That's
yeah.
on brand.
That's some racist bullshit, is what it is.
It's
It is.
1000% it is.
What the fuck do you
I'm
mean
thinking of a bowl
unusual?
cut.
No, not bowl cut. That's usual.
Actually,
They mean
They're-
like
That's usual.
they mean like
That's a-
locks and braids
Yeah.
and afros.
Oh,
and-
The
that
number of
sucks.
jobs I worked where I was not allowed to grow my hair out in any meaningful capacity,
Jesus.
too high. The reason why I started growing my hair out was because I moved somewhere where it didn't matter. First time I moved to Wisconsin, actually. And I was like, I can do whatever I want. And I grew my hair out because I knew that I could, once the hair's there, it's like, you can't tell me I can't grow my hair out. And
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
not going to cut my hair for a job, ever.
Period.
Fun fact, in Washington, lawmakers have a twisted sense of humor that you have to, by law, if you have the intent of breaking the law, you have to call the police and tell them that
I've
you
seen that one.
intend on breaking the law.
That sounds like Republican prop.
Sure.
It does.
Breaking the law, man.
It sounds like some BS that they're like, well, in Washington,
That sounds
they
like
just
some
tell you they're breaking the law. They can do
Portlandia
whatever they want.
bullshit.
They're literally like, gotcha.
Hey, man, I plan on
If you're
breaking
gonna
the
do
law.
it, you have to tell us.
Where is this? What
in
time?
Washington, it's illegal to have the skin of a killer Bella.
To have what?
The Twilight reference.
In Port Arthur, Texas, it is illegal to, quote, emit obnoxious odors in the elevator.
Can't fart.
Good for them.
Man.
I agree.
You know,
Man.
I'll
okay,
sign on
hold
for
up.
that
Listen.
statewide.
However,
Let's go, Hot Wheels.
Hey,
You know for
sometimes
a
you just gotta
fact.
fart.
you know for a fact.
No, you can have a
somebody-
stomach ache.
Somebody was
No,
in an elevator.
Sometimes you don't got a choice.
Listen,
You were out going too hard the night before. You had a few too
And
many
that's on
beers.
you.
Wait, hold on. We're not done. And then
and
but
cheese
earlier in
curds.
the day, you wanted to give yourself a little sweet treat, so you got yourself some Sour Patch Kids.
This
Now
sounds
that
like a really
combination of Sour
personal
Patch Kids
experience for you.
and all of those alcoholic beverages, your stomach is a bubbling, it's a going. So you're in the elevator and all of a sudden you're like, man, I'm about to fart. It's not I have to fart. That fart is coming out whether you want it to or not. And the best thing you can do is direct it into a corner and hope for the best.
You should have taken the stairs, sir. You know what you did. There were children there.
But nah, you don't know what you
Right
did.
at eye level.
Guys,
right at
guys.
eye level.
What you're not
They
understanding.
got pink eye now.
What you're not understanding. What you guys don't understand is that if you take the stairs, you have
More
zero
farts.
chance versus the 1 in a billion chance. It's 0 versus
Oh
1
yeah,
in a billion.
If you take stairs,
that
you're
you're
gassing
farting
that
on
stairwell.
Greg
The
Abbott.
whole thing.
You know, this law came from somebody realizing they're in an elevator with Greg Abbott, locking his wheelchair, farting, and then leaving the elevator. And he was like, never again.
Jesus.
You know that scene in Click where he like freezes it
Yeah.
and he basically just like shits in front of the CEO
Yes.
and then he presses play and he's like, it's like I'm eating poo. That's exactly what happened.
All right, 2 more quick Texas ones. It is not allowed for you to shoot buffalo from your balcony in Best Western or Howard Johnson, Texas.
That's
But
illegal
if you do it
everywhere.
from the first floor, it's fine.
Best Western,
That's what it says.
like the hotel.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
the
yeah.
the
Of your
town.
local Best Western or Howard Johnson, Texas law, like it, and
Oh.
yeah. It's not. That's not the name of the town.
What if I'm in one county and the buffalo just happens to be across the county line? That's not the local Best Western.
I don't know.
Or
I don't
Howard
think you can
Johnson.
shoot buffalo.
It's
You
gonna
can't.
apply
Period.
to where you fired that
Well,
gun.
I'm
That's
native.
right.
I'm native, so I can.
I think you
Your
still have
laws
to have
don't apply to
tribal
me.
things. They apply mostly to you, actually. Sadly.
Wait, even
People
some
like
that
you.
don't apply to the rest
You're
of us.
absolutely right. The laws were written specifically for me.
They said, Chris, he can't do shit.
How would Chris bend this one? All right.
What
Sometimes.
does Chris want to do? Make it illegal.
Oh shoot! What did I just do? Okay, here we go. Sometimes. Oh, here we go. That's how you end up with this one. And from Texarkana, it is only illegal. Or excuse me, it's only legal to ride your horse at night if it has taillights.
You should get some of those, like, the finger gloves for raves and, like, tie them to the tail of your horse.
Yo, but for real though,
You're
I
just
feel-
riding
I-
a horse doing the Naruto run pose. Spear fingers.
Just open hands behind you, just like, eh.
I can see it.
I will say I don't think that that's an unreasonable law. As someone who drove, like I deliver food at night, in places where there are horses, and you don't see that horse until you're right up on that horse. So yes, you got to put
It's
some
a great
damn tail
point.
lights on your
That's
horse.
true.
Justin,
got
how many
streetlights out
horses
there.
have you hit?
I've hit 0 horses, but my God, I was driving one
Close
day.
calls, though.
This wasn't my fault. This was the horse's fault. I'm driving down the road. It was Fox Creek Road in Bloomington, Illinois, to be specific. I'm driving down this
Y'all got
road,
horses?
and I look to my right, and there just be a horse, and he's trotting alongside me. He's matching my
Just be
speed,
there.
and I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Why are you here? And he's just like, I'm here. I'm all alone. I'm taking my own solo adventure, and it's like, yeah, these horses need some fucking taillights because you don't see it until he's right there. Because there's no streetlights to help you, and there's no single straight road in any place where there are fucking horses. The roads are all doing twisty, turny, gradient things. Actually, I don't know where y'all live. It's pretty flat in Texas, but in the Midwest,
No,
if
we
there's
live
horses, that road ain't a straightaway.
hill country.
I think this is like my favorite Justin tangent ever.
The fucking horse? No, dude, I cannot get this out of my head. The time I legit almost hit a fucking horse because no one expects almost hit a fucking horse delivering Italian food, overpriced, shitty Italian food where they don't salt their noodles to old white people in
crime.
central Illinois.
This feels like it's
a
about
true
something else.
crime.
Justin, are you okay?
Not salting their noodles, the pasta water. I think that's what you meant.
Here's the thing.
I'll accept it.
The horses
You know what I meant.
the horses
yes.
in your area are direct
I
descendants
know.
of the horses my people
It's okay.
rode for generations. I'm not mad at the horses.
I ain't mad at the horses either. I'm mad at the people. Put some damn taillights on your fucking horse.
Speaking
Yes,
of crazy
hold on.
laws, did you know in Texas, if you're driving past a horse, legally you're supposed to pull over and cover your car as the horse
Yes,
passes
that's
you?
true.
Oh yeah.
There are a lot of crazy laws. Is that all you
Cover your car?
Is that the end of your
Yes.
crazy laws in Texas in your notes?
My official one, yes.
Okay.
I have some other tabs
Wait, is there
open,
an
but yeah.
unofficial
So-
one?
Well,
yes,
I
We
have
know
some,
so many more.
I know of a couple, like one specifically that I was going to note, but because of all these crazy laws, there was one time our oldest came home very, very late, and we were still awake, and he said, "So I found a cow,"
He almost got arrested
and I said,
and possibly hanged.
"No,
for cattle
no,
rustling.
actually, I was so stressed because he found a cow in the middle of the road, and he was a ranch hand, so he knew how to handle the situation to get the cow out of the road. But he figured where the cow belonged, so he walked the cow over, and then he realized it's 2 in the fucking morning, and I'm walking into this person's property with a cow. I need to make myself known. He almost got shot that night.
yeah.
And it would have been
what
perfectly
he didn't
legal.
It was extremely stressful.
It would have been 100%
telling me this
legal.
story.
He would have been shot, and that would have been game over.
Like he
Yeah.
And
saved
there's
this person's
nothing we
cow.
could have done about it.
He saved this person's cow, but like, yeah, it was extremely stressful listening to this situation because I know what could have.
We
yeah.
know the laws
Yeah.
and punishments in this area.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I totally understand.
moving on, there is an obscenity law in Texas that prohibits women or people from owning more than 6 vibrators.
8.
It's 6. Louisiana is 8.
Either
Oh,
way,
okay,
there's a
yeah.
limit. That's the problem.
That's crazy.
Listen,
Texas
you're not
is
going to
six.
tell me how many
Girls just
dildos
trying to have
I
a
can
good
own.
time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like-
sex toys. Sorry, not vibrators
Oh,
specifically.
sex toys
Yes.
specifically, not vibrators.
Yeah,
Yes, sex toys?
6.
What state is that? Is that
Damn.
Texas still?
Texas,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, never coming back then.
Girls just trying to have a good time, okay?
What
Damn.
they don't know won't hurt them.
Everybody's trying to have a good time. Like, come on. Like, if side tangent.
No, it has to
This
be
isn't what our
less
episode
than
is about.
6. You can't own
But-
6 or more.
But no.
Yeah.
If you're not using toys with your significant other in the bedroom,
What are you
I don't care
doing?
what your orientation is. I don't care what your gender is. Get some damn toys. Have some fucking fun. Like, get
Yes.
that shit out of your head. Go have fun. That's all. That's my rant for today.
Your second one, apparently.
Thank you, Justin.
I don't know. It's in me today.
And they're trying to like clamp down on these laws. Like they're trying to make it so you have to show IDs even online
Oh,
to
that's
even
dumb.
buy one at all. It's
I
crazy.
saw something about that on Facebook.
I don't want to spend too much time on
comment
this because we were
section.
trying to keep it light.
I saw something about that on the Facebook comment section today, that you have to show ID to get on like Pornhub and different stuff like
yeah,
that.
it's like they're.
Well-
they're
Oh, that's
So
different.
Pornhub
That's
didn't do
different.
it because they didn't
I'm
want
talking
to.
about like
Yeah.
to buy the toy,
Yeah.
anything.
no,
Yeah,
no.
I mean,
So the websites that didn't do it, you cannot physically get to from a Texas IP.
No, you can. You
yeah.
have to register and show and prove that you are a certain age.
No, that's what I'm saying.
No,
Like the ones
he's
that
saying
are
the ones
still
that didn't.
available in Texas, you have to show ID. The ones that are
Yeah.
no longer available in Texas because they refuse to cooperate with that, you can't get.
Yep.
You physically
yeah.
cannot get on them from Texas.
Man, if only there
Yep.
were.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm gonna stop right there.
Yeah.
So we have from Arkansas. I got a few good ones here.
Arkansas.
Speaking of, it is illegal to mispronounce the state name of Arkansas.
Guys, I'm going to jail.
Arkansas.
I'm going to jail.
hey, you know what?
Spell it right.
Fuck Arkansas, and I'm gonna call it what it is. Is they can't get me because I ain't there.
Stick your brother cousin on me then.
Because they aren't Kansas, motherfucker.
Arkansas as if
I
as
feel
in
like
you
that's
wish
not
you
something
were.
you knew before you moved there.
I tell
wait.
you what.
Are we talking about Arkansas, like the Kansas subreddit?
You would know.
Freak.
It is also illegal to keep alligators
safe
in
place.
bathtubs there.
As it should be.
All these fucking animals in bathtubs.
But if you have a shower stall, it's fine.
Keep them
All
out
of
the
these,
tub.
all of these bathtub rules. People, they were looking at Louisiana and Florida, and they were like, "We're gonna make that shit illegal in our."
Now, I don't think you guys are looking high enough. I think this was all a plot by Taft, the only U.S. president to get stuck in a bathtub.
In Arkansas, a law provides that school teachers who bob their hair will not get a raise.
You can't have a fuck ass bob.
What
Wait,
year
I was
was
about to say,
that?
can you say that again? 'Cause-
1920.
That's cool.
No, that had to be recent.
No,
That
hey,
had to be
sorry,
recent
hold
and
on.
done by a judge or somebody that was like, you know what? I don't like my wife's new haircut. That's illegal.
That
No
sounds like
Karens.
it's like the
And then he-
pastor that
and then
makes
he
it
went
a
home,
sermon.
And then
Yes.
he went home and was like, I don't know what to tell you. The lawmaker, the Congress did it. The state Congress. It wasn't me.
What's your name, B.O.B., so they calling you Bob.
All right, I got 3 moose laws from Alaska.
That's how
The
you end.
meese.
This is how we
This
end.
is how we just. Moose may not be viewed from an airplane.
Don't look at it.
But they do. They do though. They're big as
I'm
fuck.
sorry, like
what do you
if
want
you're
me
just
to
chilling
do?
down there, what am I supposed to be like? Ooh, let me just
Let me
delete part of
avert my eyes.
It's like,
Hey,
is that
pilot,
a moose?
is that a... Hold on!
Let me not look at these.
Is that a moose down there?
antlers.
Clank, clank.
What?
You just hear the Law and Order sound. Don't, don't.
Oh shit! I
The
gandered.
Shield your eyes, children.
I gandered upon a
You
meese.
gandered, sir, upon my moose. Sir, you gandered.
Not my moose.
It is illegal. This is my...
Did you say a meese?
In Alaska, it is illegal to whisper in someone's ear while they're moose hunting.
How the fuck else do you communicate with them? Y'all have walkie-talkies.
That's another one of those hyper-specific things
It's
where the
just
lawmaker
earbuds.
was like, you know what, Randy?
Somebody
I
got
did
mauled
not
by
like
a
that."
moose.
No, somebody was hunting with their buddy, and their buddy was like, hey, man, we should go take a shower. Randy, back the fuck up.
There are only like 12 people in Alaska, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Nah, man.
Everyone knows that law was written for Randy.
All the laws are just for like
Randy's
the
still alive. Like, dang.
He's like, damn, I can't even talk to my friends anymore.
He's going to stumble upon this podcast and be so embarrassed.
I thought we were
Hey,
friends.
man, if Randy's still alive, all his friends are dead.
It's because he whispered in his ear.
Last one I have from Alaska
Careless
here.
whisper.
Chris, okay, stop eating for a second. You're going to want to hear this one. It is considered an offense to push a live moose out of a moving airplane.
That is highly offensive.
There are too many moose on this goddamn plane.
Tired
I'm
of this
getting
motherfucking
sick.
moose on this motherfucking plane.
Motherfucking sick and tired of all these moose. Mices. Mice.
It's just
Mice.
moose.
It's just moose.
It's just moose.
The most.
However, speaking of our game earlier, if you guys ever watched that show As Told by Ginger
Such a good show.
at Camp
I don't even know what that
Priest,
is,
Priest, we
like,
don't say
truly.
mooses, we say meese.
Oh my God. That was a
Memory
memory
unlocked.
For real.
Are we done?
Is that all our laws?
I mean, I have plenty more, but are we done?
We can get
I just say
international.
Kansas has weird prohibition laws.
Oh,
is what
it has a lot of
Hunter
those.
told me that are still. There's one like completely dry county still
Damn.
in Kansas.
I should have taken y'all to the speakeasy when you guys were here.
SLC is completely dry. Salt Lake City.
Oh yeah.
Fuck the Mormons.
In Ohio, it is illegal
A
to
lot
run
of
out of
people are
gas.
trying.
It is illegal
It's
to run out
what?
of gas.
Run
The
out of
gas
gas.
cage
It
is
should
broken,
be illegal to
fuck
run
you
out
in
of gas
particular.
everywhere.
You
It's illegal to
will
me.
get a ticket.
Yes.
You'll get thrown in jail.
Go to, yeah.
No.
You go to jail.
All right, one international law, and then we can be done. Did you know that all the swans in England are property of the king and or queen? And if you harm one, you can be charged with a federal crime.
The king
Yes.
isn't real.
Yes, I was
it
aware.
King Charles.
Not real. He's AI.
What is he? Is it life model decoy or some shit?
Yes. He's not real.
Have you seen the movie Companion? It's like that, but with a king.
On that note, any final thoughts for today's episode, everyone?
Laws are stupid and they should be broken all the time.
Support your local sex toy shop in Texas, specifically.
If you pay cash, there's no
Break
record.
the law.
Or in Wisconsin.
Be a rebel.
If you pay cash, there's no record.
Please don't kill the whales.
Don't
Especially in
strap
Kansas.
your dog to the
Don't be killing them Kansas
hood of your
whales.
car.
If your wife is driving, you don't legally have to walk in front of her, but you may want to.
The roles are reversed in our situation.
Janelle's a better driver than I am.
By far.
There is a woman.
Oh my God,
in
I'm
this
not
car.
crazy.
Hey, you
I
know,
wouldn't say
I
by far.
appreciate that Chris can
By
admit
far.
that Janelle's a
Listen,
better driver.
Yeah.
Personally, I think I have better skills, but I've been in more accidents.
I don't think that coincides then. I don't think
I
that.
know about that.
If
That
we had to escape
fits.
a
Do
situation,
you want to fucking fight?
if we had to escape a situation, I think I would be the better choice to drive.
And probably hit a few more things.
But if we are just like going to the store, Janelle gets the keys. Because I feel like as I drive, every situation needs to be escaped. And Janelle drives like a normal person.
Okay.
Some people, maybe that's what we should talk about. Driving laws.
Can we not?
Next episode, more of this, just about driving.
Any other final thoughts? Mine. Rebellions are built on hope. I just.
Our dog is
Okay,
telling us
Mr.
it's
Star
bedtime.
Wars over there.
What'd you say, Justin?
I said, okay, Mr. Star Wars over there.
Y'all need to watch that show. I'm telling you right now.
We will.
What's new?
We will.
Minnie
We'll
is
get to
telling
Yeah,
us
but no,
it's
but for real, though,
bedtime.
watch it or I'll fight you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Justin, I don't think you understand how much I want to fight one of my friends.
Whoa.
Don't fight me, please.
Nobody wants to fight me.
Bro, because we're old. Fighting is hard. It's stressful. It's a lot of energy. And if you
this
don't
economy-
actually want to hurt somebody, it's way harder
We
now
don't
when you're in
have
your 30s than it was
insurance.
when you're in your 20s.
I'm gonna
Like,
challenge Jorge.
Don't.
Chris, have you been in a fight before?
Yes.
Yes.
Minnie.
You know
Oh.
what? I'm okay with that.
I miss them, Harley.
Oh. He
He misses
yearns
the
for
blood.
I
tussle.
yearn for the fight.
join a
The
jujitsu class.
bloodthirst.
I've been thinking about it, but I don't have
Yeah.
time.
Because
Her class is 1 hour, and then like the adult class isn't until the second hour. And right now, we're already having trouble going to the first hour and being productive for the rest of the day.
well, it's a lot. Like with bath time right after, and
yeah, like she
Yeah,
has to
bed.
get ready for school the next day.
I have to
like-
work. It's a lot.
But why do they not have a parent class at the same time
They
as the
do,
kid
but it's
class?
strength training.
Yeah, it's
Well,
like it's a gym class. It's not a jujitsu class. They don't
They
have
need to
jujitsu
be
class
on,
at
like,
the same time.
the same level.
Plus,
Well, it's
like
she's
the
so
parents and
little.
the
I
kids
want to make sure
keep
she's
learning.
safe.
A lot
during
of the
the class.
times, though,
Jujitsu.
like the people in the adult class are the professors and the coaches for the children's class.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So like
I mean,
they,
no, that
they
does make
can't
sense.
do their class at the same time if they're teaching the kids.
Yeah.
It makes
I
sense.
rescind my previous statement.
Yeah. That's right.
All right. Anything else? No? Great. Okay. All right, guys. Well, hey, thank you all again for listening to our crazy, silly podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, share, and leave a 5-star rating on your favorite podcast platform. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and anywhere else at Always More Pod. Chris, where can we find you?
I am on Instagram as something. I don't even remember at the moment.
Christopher.Lionheart
Nope, that's
or
TikTok.
Captain_CT.
Captain_CT4. That's my Instagram.
You'll
And
mostly
then,
see our dog pooping.
yeah, that's true. And then my TikTok is Christopher.Lionheart.
Harley?
I am on Instagram at whatharley, WUT Harley, and on the clock app at harleybean.co.
Justin?
I am everywhere as Justin is Theory.
Janelle?
I'm on Instagram and TikTok at the kitchen.
And you can find me everywhere at Tim or Timothy Lichty. Thank you all again for listening and for being a part of this conversation. And remember, there's always more than this. Bye, everyone.
Fucking horse? No, dude, I cannot get this out of my head. The time I legit almost hit a fucking horse because no one expects almost hit a fucking horse delivering overpriced shitty Italian food where they don't salt their noodles to old white people in central Illinois.